Could I see that picture again? Did I see what I think in the lower right hand? Is that Bill Clinton with long hair in it? Amazing. Welcome to our program, ladies and gentlemen. Day 52 of The Raw Deal. The Clinton presidency. Rush Limbaugh, the TV show, is on the air. The views expressed by the host of this show make more sense than anything anybody else anywhere is saying. Glad you're with us. Now, let me tell you, thank you. Let me tell you what you need here, folks. You know what? Let me tell you what guides this show. What propels this show is the truth. We strive to find it, and we do. You must have the courage to believe the truth if you're going to watch this show without getting angry. You who get angry, you who get mad, you are people who do not have the courage to believe the truth, because that's what we do here. Welcome to our show. It's the show where we relax. How about that intense opening? You people don't know the truth if you disagree. Welcome to our relaxed show. It's time to start up the liberal fireplace. It'll come up in mere moments. There it goes. Bam-o. Right there it is. It's time for our fireside chat show, ladies and gentlemen. Complete with bearskin rug down there on the floor in case somebody nice looking would happen to stop by. And of course, our music to establish our mood. There's the rug. We have big news, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you'd think our sound guys would learn that's a bear and not a pig. We have big news to announce. This show is moving stations in Dallas, Texas. Starting on Monday, March the 15th, this show airs in prime time, 9:30 p.m. on KDAF. That's Fox 33, I believe, in Dallas, Texas. And then, after Monday night, it'll air twice a day, 12:30 in the afternoon, right before the radio show starts in Dallas, and again at 9:30 at night. We had a little trouble down there, and we have emerged from this tremendously victorious. Happy to be with you. Fox 33, prime time. This is a trend-setting thing. What Dallas, Texas has done is what's going to happen around the country on this show. People are going to demand to see this show at times that make sense, and so they've done it in Dallas. Happy and congratulations, Dallas. Now, my friends, we, on our last show, promised to show you something from Citizen Perot. Every time I mention his name, I got to sing When Johnny Comes Marching Home Again. And we didn't get to it. So I promised it. Here it is. I want to take you back to the debates. I forget which debate this was. Pardon the sniffles. Still suffering the minor ravages of the common cold virus. The debate, you'll remember this, where Citizen Perot, and he's famous for this kind of stuff. He says things very convincingly. And have you ever noticed when somebody warns you of trouble, you tend to believe them. When somebody offers you a conspiracy theory, hey, that may make sense. And that's what Perot is good at. Perot is brilliant at identifying problems and predicting problems. I always thought that he had a major, major credibility problem. In fact, somebody from USA Today called me the other day and they said, Rush, why do you think so many politicians are still running around so paranoid about Perot? And I said, I really don't know. I don't understand it. I would think that if you're honest and if you're following your principles and you're doing what you think is right, a guy like Perot's no threat to you. But if you live by the photo op, you die by the photo op. If you've built yourself up on a phony foundation, if your existence is built on flimsy strength, then if somebody like Perot coming along telling the truth about you, if it's a truth you're trying to hide, I can understand that. I said, I think Perot's biggest challenge in the next 4 years is to stay sane. And if he can do that, then that's going to be his biggest challenge. Now, for you, I know some of you are going, sane? I can't believe Rush said that. Think back to what he did, folks. Here's a guy who actually believes that George Bush hired a bunch of people to doctor a photo of his daughter's wedding. There's no truth to this one. He's a guy who was investigating his own employees. Guy was investigating his own campaign workers, the volunteers. Volunteers telling him everything that he's going to do. He doesn't do a word. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't make one move without consulting the volunteers. And here he is investigating them. Hey, have you heard Orson Swindle, his big guy, has left his organization? Have you heard this? Orson Swindle, wait a minute. Orson Swindle has joined Empower America. That's Jack Kemp and Bill Bennett's organization of conservatives. Now, you may not have heard that. So, now, keeping all that in mind, and by the way, just so nobody misunderstands, I don't dispute Ross Perot's brilliance as a businessman. I don't dispute Ross Perot's brilliance as a patriot and a man committed to his country. Don't misunderstand. But not as a candidate and not as an elected official. He just frightens me. And I think there's valid reasons. There are valid reasons for why. Now, let's get to this, and here's a classic example of what I'm talking about. You'll remember this from one of the debates. Roll it, Chet.
Now, if you believe the Washington Post and you believe this extensive study that's been done, and I'm reading it, right after Election Day this year, they're going to hit us with 100 banks. It'll be a $100 billion problem. Now, if that's true, just tell me now.
And he went on during the debate, mentioning again, he even mentioned a bank. I am not going to mention the bank here because it wasn't true. But he could have caused a run on a bank during this debate by talking about this one particular bank, big national bank, big trouble. And here he is intimating that 100 banks are going to go the same way the S&Ls. Here's the truth. We had news this week that profits at the nation's banks nearly tripled in the last quarter of 1992, according to the FDIC. There are 11,461 commercial banks. They earned $8.2 billion in the fourth quarter, which is up $3 billion in the final quarters. For the year, banks surged 80%. That's an increase to $32.2 billion from $17.9 billion in 1991. The banking industry is fine. It's pretty good shape. It clearly is nowhere near the precarious situation that Mr. Perot intimated during that debate. And I just wanted to point that out to you because it's something you can, these candidates, you know, in politics, there's no truth in advertising. These guys can just go say anything. And sometimes the media, imagine this, just doesn't get around to correcting it. I wonder why, but they don't. That's why we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, you must have the courage to believe the truth. We've got some viewer videos tonight. We've got some phone calls and a lot of interesting little tidbits. We've got a final apology from Emory University. Remember earlier in the week, big hoax, somebody put out the news I was going to go down there and do the commencement, and the secretary of the university, a guy named Gary Hawk, said, he's not coming here. This is just an attempt on the part of his audience to link him with something reputable. He's now sent in a final fax apology. Might read a portion of that to you. And some other fun things, too. So it's a relaxed show. It's our fireside chat show. It's Rush Limbaugh, the TV show, starting again right after this break. Don't forget.
Megan Diddles, Rush from the Higgins family in St. Louis, Missouri.
There we have another healthy. Thank you. Another healthy nuclear family watching this show all together. Great Americans. Happy to have you in our audience. My friends, I ran across a picture the other day. I've got to show. We were all stunned. Our makeup babe, Deborah, the commie babe makeup artist, comes in here looking grungy every day. I asked her about it once. I said, why are you coming here so grungy? There. Now, she's not grungy tonight because she's going out to dinner. She's got a special celebration. She's one of the nicest liberals that you'll ever meet. In fact, we are converting Deborah. She's on her way. She goes out there, and whenever she goes someplace and people find out she does makeup on this show, they go, you work with Rush Limbaugh, ew, yuck. And she comes to my defense, and she's just absolutely tremendous. But she's like every New York woman I've ever seen. They wear dark, dank, brown, black stuff. It's grunge. And I said, why do you wear this stuff? And they say, because it's so dirty here that this is the stuff that doesn't show. But I think it's more than that. It's a fashion statement. So whenever you see a New York woman's legs, you know, it's like having your own copy of Playboy. Because I mean, you don't see them here. You just don't. We found a picture in Photography magazine. Look at that. That's our Deborah. That is Deborah, the commie babe makeup artist. Uh-oh, she's running away. Where did she go? She ducked behind the black curtain? Deborah, you don't have to move. You're wearing black. Anyway, that's out in April, right? That's the next... What's the name of the magazine? Popular Photography. If you watch, that's going to be the biggest selling issue of Popular Photography. Let's go to our first viewer video of the night. This was from a week ago. We didn't get to it. This is called Stimulees.
If you're an American earning $30,000 a year or more, you can't afford to miss this important offer. Have pencil and paper ready as you listen to this message from First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton.
We just screwed all these people.
If you're one of those our First Lady spoke about, and you're concerned about the possible effects of the Clinton economic stimulus package, you must try Uncle Bill's Stimulees from WJC Enterprises. Uncle Bill's patented formula is as slick as Uncle Bill himself. Now you can experience middle-class tax increases, even BTU taxes, painlessly. So call today, 1-800. The next time you hear the word sacrifice, think Uncle Bill's Stimulees. Another fine product from WJC Enterprises where we only want to help you.
We actually have a jar of that stuff. It works in any body cavity. And we'll be back right after this. Don't go.
I'd like to introduce you to my Yorkie, Muffy Sorghum. We're sending you this video because we think you're the top. Mega dittos.
There we go. There I am with Jeb Stewart. What a man. Pretty good dog. What the heck was that? What's I know it was a carrot, but I mean, what's the point? Bugs Bunny. Oh, Bugs Bunny is gay, ladies and gentlemen. We have proof coming up on this show. Wait till you hear it. It always happens that our fireside chat show, the flames of the fire go down. You can't see it right now because I can hear pull back and you'll see the flames of that fire. They're hardly there. So I point out to the audience, yeah, you're right. To get another log on this fire, you got to rewind the tape. And I always say to the audience, why in the world would you make a video of a fireplace you want to sell to people and have it go down like that? You can edit and do all kinds of magic. Why not just have a roaring fire for whatever the length of the tape is? And I finally got an answer. You know what it is? You want the light to go down because that adds to the mood of romance. So I'm always alone when my fireplace is playing. It never... It never struck me. I'm embarrassed to admit. But that makes sense, doesn't it? It does. All right, next viewer video. This is called the Tax Song, folks. It's coming right up.
Oh, they'll tax you when you're buying a guitar. They'll tax you when you're pumping up your car. They'll tax you when you're trying to get ahead. Oh, they'll tax you when you're sleeping in your bed. You should not think that it's a joke. Whoa, the Democrats will tax you till you're broke. Oh, they'll tax you when you got a lot of wealth. They'll tax you and they'll say it's to your health. They'll tax you till your business starts to fail. Oh, they'll tax you as they tell you don't inhale. But your money will be going up in smoke. So tax you till you're broke.
There you have it. Now, thank you. Remember, if you're going to send a video, we want you to send your videos in, but you won't get the tapes back. We have the address coming up in just a moment for you to send in your videos. I saw in the audience a couple of guys here from Pittsburgh, and you know, it's a real thrill. I'm a big sports fan. Whenever I find out that athletes are big fans of this show, I just get excited. I'm very pleased when I learn that. And baseball season coming up, spring training going on, newspapers in Major League Baseball towns run profiles of players. The last two profiles that I've seen of Pittsburgh Pirates players One, which we have first? We put up Van Slyke first, as a matter. There's Andy Van Slyke, big fan of this show. The thing that's highlighted there is, what TV show wouldn't you miss? The Rush Limbaugh Show is what he says there. And the person you'd most like to have dinner with is Hillary Rodham Clinton. And at the very bottom, people may be surprised to know that I don't like Bill Clinton at all. And that's only the best center fielder in baseball saying that, Andy Van Slyke. Happy to have you among us, Andy. Then Don Slaught. He's a catcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates right there. Person you'd most like to have dinner with, Rush Limbaugh. He has, and he doesn't remember. When I worked for the Kansas City Royals, he was a rookie with the Royals. He was a catcher with the Royals. And Dick Hauser, who was the manager then, had this big charity dinner. And I took Slaught and his girlfriend. I sat next to him at dinner. He's had dinner with me, and he doesn't even remember it. All right, we got this thing in the paper. Somebody sent us a fax. I'm holding it right here in my formerly nicotine-stained fingers. And it's a story from the Comics Buyer's Guide, March 12th, 1993. Study group says Bugs Bunny is gay. There you have it. They've gone out. This bunch of people is so eager to prove that this is just normal, that they've studied old cartoons, and their theory is that back in the early days of the creation of Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, back in the 40s, there was political correctness hadn't come along yet, and you had to stay in the closet if you were gay, and mainstream movie actors and movies did not portray homosexuality at all, but the gays in Hollywood wrote cartoons and so forth and sent little messages among themselves. So we wanted to find out, could this possibly be true? Could Bugs Bunny be gay? Our staff eagerly watched Bugs Bunny cartoons for 2 days. And here's what we found. Go ahead and roll it. See what you think here.
Don't you... Me, Buster. You. Stop steaming up my tail.
I hate you.
Now, stop steaming up my tail. There may be, I mean, if you have a vivid imagination. But we have decided, and we've watched a lot of Bugs Bunny. We don't think Bugs is gay. We don't. Now, hold it. We're almost out of time. We're almost out of time. Remember this guy who called and wanted the books behind me, the blue books? We sent him they're phony. Got another letter here. Are all of your books, The Way Things Ought to Be, that are behind you on the shelves in the set, are they for real or are they fake too? If they're real, prove it to me. They're real. And we'll prove it to you as we roll the credits. It's been a great show. Hello, Dallas at 9:30 on Monday night, the 15th. We'll see you on our next show. Adios.
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the...
To listen for the Rush Limbaugh radio program, weekdays from 11 to 2 on Talk Radio WNFL 1440 and on News Radio 1490 WOSH.